is very critical for the success of a business. Not only that, the CEOs and the owners, they are also looking for futuristic performances evaluation. Some of them are, how many employees are going to stay in the company? For that you have to work today. And lastly, succession. If an employee leaves or if the owner goes away, what is the inheritance plan? So these are all measurements and performances which we have to keep in mind. And all these are answered by a management tool called key performance indicators. Okay. Remember, it is performance measurement. It is everything to do with processes, not with the results. Now, as I go forward with KPIs, what these are, I will be covering up in 4 topics, and these are mentioned over here. What is a KPI, relevant KPI, and types of KPIs, analytical exercise which our toastmaster Shahjans mentioned. I will be doing that at the end. What is a KPI? The definition goes like this. It is a metric that measures factors which are very crucial to the success of a business. I repeat, it is a metric. Metric means it is a figure. It is a measurable figure, very, very important. KPIs are measurable metrics which are used to measure those factors which are very, very critical to the success of a business. As I mentioned just now, not only financial but non-financial and futuristic success factors are required to be evaluated. For this, I request you to understand some more related management tools. One of them is PDCA cycle. How many of you already know what is a PDCA cycle? Oh, okay. So you will add value today. PDCA cycle stands for plan, do, check, and act. Whenever you are starting something new, or you want to evaluate whether you have done correctly or not, always use a PDCA cycle. Let's take the case of today's meeting. It was well planned by our past president. Then the executive committee, all the role players, they did whatever he planned. You agree with that? And our general evaluator, Mr. Manu Nair, he is going to evaluate, that is the C part. Check whether the executive committee did what he planned or not. That is PDC. And A is act on the non-compliances or whatever he is going to tell as the evaluation session, and this gentleman is going to act upon his recommendation. So PDCA cycle, plan, do, check, act. Whenever you are starting anything new or evaluating something new, whether you have done it correctly or not, this PDCA cycle is always to be done. Please repeat with me so that you take it at home. PDCA cycle.
PDCA cycle.
Remember that whether it is your personal life or office or business or non-office or non-profit making organization, always use PDCA cycle. Always start with planning. Then do whatever you have planned. Then check whether you have done according to the plan or not. And lastly, act on the non-compliances found out because of checking. The KPIs are related to PDCA cycle because they are related with the checking part. you are checking and you are getting non-compliances. That is a part of KPIs, key performance indicators. Those metrics which are very crucial to the success of the business. Some of the examples could be enough working capital, zero complaints from customers, delivery on time, quality production. These are all important and critical KPIs. So clear PDCA cycle. Another related management tool is the balance scorecard. The founders of this balance scorecard were Kaplan and Norton. They are from the Harvard University. They are the people who started this about 20 years back. They studied about 200 companies and found out why they are successful. And they found out that all of these companies had divided their company into 4 main departments. The number one is to take care of the customers. They had a customer care department. Everything to do with the customer, they had it in their organization. To take care of the customer, you need good processes. Agree or not?
Yes.
So they have the second department as processes. The third one was to run the processes, to take care of the customers, you need people behind it. That is the employees. That was the third department. And the fourth one was all of us, the finance department. So these 4 departments are called main departments, the balance scorecard, and you need to measure them, their performances, whether they are working correctly or not, and that is the role of key performance indicator. All of these 4 departments have to be constantly measured. You have to have the right KPIs for customers, for processes, for employees, and for finances. Okay. Friends, KPIs are navigational tools. Just like a captain, when he is in the middle of the ocean, he is directing whether the ship is going in the right direction or not. Just imagine if he does not have the navigational tool of a compass, whether the ship is going in the right direction or not, he will be just blindly going around and round and round. The KPI does the same thing for a manager. Just like a doctor, he takes your blood pressure, he takes your temperature, he takes many tests, and then he concludes whether you are having a healthy body or not. Similarly, the KPI does the same job. Okay. Then, how do we compute it? What are the definitions of a good KPI? Friends, it must answer a very critical question, and that is KPQ, key performance question. Every metric is not a KPI, but every KPI is certainly a metric. People come across and use very easy to compute metrics and they convert it into KPIs. That is not a KPI. You must have answers to the critical questions, and that is how it is measured by KPIs. Key performance question, remember another word which we will not find very widely used, key performance question. Take the case of Google whenever you are doing research. These are the first people who use the word questions. You put up a question and the reply comes. Right? Another good definition of a good KPI is that whenever it is good or bad, it should have a direct impact on the cash flow. I give you an example. Supposing you are the CEO of an airline, a good KPI would be that your flights world over take off on time and they land on time. If not, your customers, they will lose faith in your airline. 1 hour late, 2 hours late, 3 hours late, or totally cancelled. So it will have a direct impact on your cash flow in case these KPIs are not monitored, if they are not respected. A good KPI, I repeat, should have a direct